Joining me right now in the studio is Kevin Richards with his Tech News of the Week. Good to have you here.
Hey, always great to be here. Thanks for having me.
All right, we had a lot of things to get to from last week, but let's get to this week's stuff first, and then we'll pull it up from last week as well.
There's actually some last week's stuff that has now been proven true. So, if we'd have been able to be here, we would have shared it with your audience, as we always do, a week early.
All right, what was that? What would that be?
That will be the Google news. So we'll talk about that in a sec.
All right, let's get to that, because that'll lead right into, I see where you want to go with this. The Google Buy button, I guess, makes it possible to buy things from the search results page. So tell me about this Buy button in its search results.
Yes.
We were trying to discuss that last week when you were cut off.
Oh, yeah. So we were going to talk about Google wants to kind of cut out the middleman. They want retailers. If you think about the internet, you think about the major players. Google and Amazon, they're all about shopping. And Facebook, it's all about news. Twitter, it's all about live and, the products Meerkat and Periscope. And then, of course, Apple, it's the hardware and, Siri that they're using to control that hardware. So you think to shopping, Google wants to, of course, they always say it's about improving the user experience. But in reality, it's about making sure that people stay at their website as long as possible. And, this is a change from Google's original mission. Back in the day, Google wanted to get you to their website, give you the answer that you wanted, and get you where you wanted to go. Now what they want to do is they want to keep you in their environment as long as possible, and they're going to do that for shopping using a buy button. They want to make it so as you're searching through the results and you see a product that you want, you can buy it right there. And this is going to be an interesting thing.
Like you would with Amazon?
Well, exactly. But the difference there is that you're already on Amazon. You're already shopping. You're already in Amazon's environment. Google wants to do the same thing. They don't want you to go off to that retailer's website. And so this is going to be an interesting experience, or an interesting question, rather, for small business owners to decide, are they going to play with Google? Are they going to allow Google to basically make the experience of visiting their website irrelevant? Because what that does is it then turns the focus from the experience and whether or not I trust this merchant and whether or not I want to support that particular company to it's all about price.
But that's the same thing with Amazon right now. I mean, because I shop Amazon, and some of the products are from Amazon, some are not, but you're still in the Amazon area. Even if I buy a product that's not Amazon and it's from another company, I still stay with the Amazon page, and I pay Amazon, and they let me know it's coming from another third source, and so shipping is so much. So, I mean, why couldn't Google do the exact same thing?
Well, they're certainly trying to. That's the whole point, because the advertising dollars are definitely going toward Amazon. The searches are starting at Amazon. That's another problem. And from an Amazon point of view, small businesses have to decide, am I going to sell on Amazon? Is it a good strategy for me? Because you're right. Amazon makes it easy for you to buy from anyone. And what's actually happening there is Amazon is then the marketplace. That's what you remember as a buyer, and you no longer care about the retailer. It's all about the price at that point. And as retailers, you don't want that. You don't want to have to race to the bottom. As a retailer, you don't want to overcharge, but you do want to actually make some money for correctly buying the products in advance, stocking them, and getting them out to the customer in good condition. So as a retailer, you create a website that builds trust. You have your phone number in the upper right. You make an easy experience for your customers when they come into your site. You want them to remember that they shopped with you, because acquiring the customer for the very first time, cost per acquisition, CPA, is incredibly high for most retailers. So once they buy from you, you want them to buy from you again. Google and Amazon want you to remember Google and Amazon. They could care less about the retailers. And what this does to the retailer is it turns them into an unpaid employee of either Google or Amazon. So the big change today, what's making this a big deal, is that Google's
Wait. They're not saying unpaid employee, because what they're doing, though, is they're still selling product.
They are, but with what we call the race to the bottom in pricing, the margins are razor thin. And as consumers, we do need to care about those retailers. We need to make sure that the products are, first of all, fresh and new in most cases. You don't want old stuff. You don't want something that's been, tossed around into a warehouse. You want them to care about that product. And then you want that retailer to actually be able to have a business. Most retailers online are actually small businesses. Families, maybe even generational businesses, and you want to make sure that they are actually able to stay in business and continue to serve you rather than, serve Amazon, where it's all about the razor thin margins.
All right, so Google is going to try to imitate Amazon. On the other hand, the other companies are going, I don't know if I want to even be with Amazon or Google. I want them to come to me. And more people are thinking in terms of Amazon. I do. It's in my mind. And so I go there instead of thinking I'm going to go to, if I want a CD, I'm not going to go to the CD company as much as I am going to go to Amazon. Matter of fact, when I Google, even if I Google a certain CD, I want a Moody Blues CD or something like that, I put it in there, it'll say, there, Amazon, we got, that's one of the first things.
That's all part of the algorithm, and Amazon is huge, and that's part of it. And you think about that movie Idiocracy. I know we've talked about it before, where it's showing us into the future, and the big box stores are controlling the world, and everybody is just dumbed down, and they're living in a world of 140 characters, and that's they're, like we talked about last week, or actually the week before, the attention span is now down to 8 seconds, lower than a goldfish's attention span. Is that really the world that we want to go to? And you look at Amazon, how they're doing it. When you shop on Amazon, the only differentiation point that you have as a consumer is sometimes you can look at that retailer, you can look at the name, it may be a name you recognize of somebody you're buying from, or it's also the reviews. Amazon has a pretty strong review program, and of course Google has one as well called Google Trusted Stores. So, at some point, your only point of differentiation is going to be price and the star reviews.
All right, we're talking about Google, we're talking about Amazon, and now Walmart wants to get on the same kind of an act?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, Amazon and Walmart have been competing for quite a while now. They want to... Walmart has a huge advantage. They have all these stores. They are a huge retailer online as well. They're doing really well based upon the numbers that we think we're seeing. I don't think Walmart actually releases exactly what they do online. But it's an estimate that they're doing really well. And the question is, how can they get those products to their customers faster? Because that's clearly a advantage that Amazon has. So Walmart's coming out with a new feature, and it's designed to compete with Amazon Prime. As we know, Amazon Prime has tons of benefits. Are you a member of Prime yet?
No, I'm not.
We got to talk about that. But so it's $99 a year on Amazon Prime, but it's $50 a year on Walmart. And the interesting difference here is Amazon has tons of extra benefits as being part of their program. And
for instance, why am I going to pay $99 a year to be on Amazon?
So they've got Prime Music, which is unlimited, ad-free access to hundreds of playlists and millions of songs. They have got their Amazon Instant Video, which is great. You can just log in, and there's tons of content out there for you to watch for free. It's basically a competitor to Netflix, but it's tied onto your Amazon Prime.
There are movies you're talking about?
Yeah. Movies, TV, all that. It's great. They've got Prime Photos. You can store your family photos using Amazon storage, so you never accidentally lose them if you have a hard drive crash. They've got Prime Pantry. You and I broke this several months ago, where Prime Pantry is kind of designed to compete more with like a Costco, where it's your grocery and household and pet care items, and they have a flat fee of delivery on that of $5.99 for every box that you order. You're ordering a box from Amazon, and then you get to fill it with as many items as you can, and it's a flat rate of $5.99.
Kevin Richards, Ventura Web Design, Tech News. We're in baseball season. I find myself, by the way, watching a lot of, I don't know why, all of a sudden I got into it, Angels, and then when I can, the Dodgers too, naturally. Go Boys in Blue, you bums. I love them.
Did you see the Angels game last night?
I did.
It should actually be called the Padres game.
I know. It was, I know.
Can you tell who I was cheering for?
Yeah. I love the Angel Stadium with the waterfall and stuff like that.
It is beautiful. Absolutely.
All right. Before we do anything at all, I've got a 4-pack of tickets to give away to the 9th annual Lee's Beer and Tequila Experience. It's at the Westgate on Saturday, and it's out of our Cal Air Cooling and Heating Prize Closet. A 4-pack of tickets to the 9th annual Lee's Beer and Tequila Experience. How cool is that? This is one of the most popular gifts ever, and it's yours if you're calling number 4 at 257-KDWN. Call it 4, 257-5396, and call it 4. Picks up a 4-pack of tickets to Lee's annual Tequila Experience at the Westgate this Saturday. Call 4, 257-KDWN, and good luck to call it 4 from News Talk 720 KDWN. Who doesn't like to drink tequila and beer, All right. Well, good luck. All right. Let's get back to Kevin Richards and our tech news. Talking a little bit about, of course, Google and what's going on there. Now, Facebook wants, I understand, to get into the game as well.
They do. They can't stand that you would ever go to another website for any reason. So, of course, under the guise, the ruse of telling you it's all about the user experience, they want you to stay on stay on Facebook for all of your news. You know, like we talked about earlier, Facebook is the place for news. It's where everybody goes to. They have more traffic when it comes to news than Yahoo News, Google News, Twitter, any of those. So, so what Facebook wants to do is they have released a new product called Instant Articles, and the goal here is for news publishers to publish their articles directly on Facebook, so Facebook users don't have to leave Facebook at all. And they are promising that these publishers can charge for the articles, so they're going to be implementing a way for that to take place as well. But the bottom line here is, Facebook wants you to never leave their website. Mm-hmm. And is that really a good thing? Because you need to fast forward a couple of years. And when we've all, as a society, gotten ourselves used to using Facebook exclusively, and there's really nowhere else to go after they've really monopolized it, are they going to be the ones that start controlling the message? Is Mark Zuckerberg going to be the one that controls the news that Alan Stock sees?
Probably he would. I mean, knowing his politics and all, I would say probably he would. So people will be running back to MySpace.
Well, and I don't know about MySpace with Justin Timberlake in charge of that, but Facebook will. I keep saying Amazon because I'm so used to talking about them controlling the world. Facebook, they have a history of changing their privacy policy and changing their terms overnight, pretty much without letting you know in advance. So that is the concern here. You know, right now they're promising publishers, no, we're going to partner with you. It's going to be great. We're all going to work together. It's going to be a better experience for our customers. It's going to be better for you as a publisher. You're going to have better access to our customers. You know, the average wait time between clicking on a news story on Facebook and actually getting it to load up is 8 whole seconds. And, we feel, and that's a funny little comparison there, that 8-second thing, because remember, that's the goldfish story, that we only have the attention span of 8 seconds. So they're trying to eliminate that 8-second wait. They want to get the content, the news article in front of the customer that much faster. But the real risk is, do we trust Facebook in the long run?
And do we?
I don't know. You tell me. I mean, we started out, Google started out with their mantra of don't be evil. And now we've seen they're growing. They're making a lot of decisions.
People post everything on Facebook. They post
everything.
Everything. I mean, things that you don't even want to ever see posted on there.
That's right.
Oh boy. By the way, speaking of apps, have you downloaded the KDON app?
I love the KDON app. It's how I was listening to you this morning when I was waking up.
All right. If you go to the App Store on iTunes, you can download the KDWN app. I do want you to check this out because everything KDON is posted there. Facebook, Twitter, website, everything. You can visit the website. You can contact our station, talk back to us, do everything. It's an incredible website, or app actually is what it is. And the app puts you in touch with the website, everything KDON. It flies too, by the way. It's very, very, very fast.
It's incredibly fast, and that's the real difference. That's why you want to get there's a lot of apps that'll let you listen to radio, and most of you have probably already downloaded those. But the reason why you need to get this app is because it is incredibly fast, and it brings you directly to the one station that you care most about. All those other apps are constantly shoving commercials and advertising, your way and getting it in between you and the experience of listening to KDON. When I was ready to listen to KDON this morning, I opened up the iPhone, clicked on the KDON app, and within just 2 or 3 seconds, there was Alan's beautiful voice.
And there's the expert testifying about the KDON app. Go to the App Store and iTunes, download the KDWN app, the KDON app. Check it out. I guarantee you're going to be addicted just like I am. We'll come on back and talk a little bit about some of the new words that relate to the internet and drones being used for all kinds of nefarious purposes. Joining me in the studio right now is Kevin Richards, Ventura Web Design. By way of disclosure, of course, they designed my AlanStock.com page. Did a great job with it. Tech News with Kevin Richards. Let's get into a couple of other things before we face the end of the hour here. Some of these new internet terms that are in the dictionary. The one I'm having the most problem with is WTF. No, I forget that one.
That's the one isn't it?
That's the one that you see all over. What the heck? or so to speak.
That's WTH. There's a difference there.
Do they really have WTH up there?
They do, of course.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. I've got the list right here of the 50 most searched for acronyms of yesterday.
I want to know what meme means. MEME.
Meme. That's
Meme.
So if you're scrolling through Facebook and you see a large photo with a couple of, a very short, funny little phrase written across it, usually in white letters, that's called a meme.
So do you take a photo from anything at all and you just put your own label on it or your funny little thing, and then all of a sudden it's a meme?
Exactly. And it's something designed to get people to have a reaction. Oftentimes you want them to click through to your website after seeing a meme. So it's used as a advertising tool. And, that leads into one of the other words that was just accepted into the Merriam-Webster dictionary,
Easy, carefully. Watch what you say.
which is clickbait.
Clickbait. What does clickbait mean?
Clickbait is designed to bait you into clicking on something. So they'll give you some type of, very short message, the top 10 reasons why you need to do whatever it is, or the top 5 reasons why you're going to die tomorrow. So it's one of those things that's designed to make you want to click on it and
lose 20 pounds in 5 days or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. And part of the definition is that typically the content on the other side of that click is rather thin. Not necessarily something you really wanted to go read, not necessarily the best quality.
It's usually an advertisement, something like that.
Right, exactly. One of the things we as advertisers do is we want to get you to come to our website. And when you visit our website, we're going to put a cookie onto your computer. And then forevermore, once you're bouncing around the internet, whatever page you hit on our website, say it was a product or whatever it was, we are able to remind you of that particular visit and encourage you to come back. And there's a particular word for that type of advertising. It is called retargeting. Retargeting. And Google, that company that says don't be evil, they are big proponents of retargeting, and they make it very easy for us advertisers to do.
Really?
Absolutely.
Google does. All right.
It's all about advertising. Google makes their money by advertising, and Google makes their money by you being on the internet as much as possible. So it is all about how do we keep you connected to the internet, keep you scrolling through web pages and clicking on ads along the way.
All right, let's get to something I know you wanted to talk about last week, and we didn't, and I really want to get to this, and that is drones, because that is a form of technology that's out there right now that is being promoted by a lot of people. A lot of people are flying these drones. They're knocking into people. They're going up and looking into people's windows in the 7th floor of apartment buildings and stuff like that. I've seen all kinds of stories about this stuff. I don't live in a 7-story apartment building, so they haven't come into my apartment because I have a house, but they do this kind of stuff. And I don't know whether they're searching areas to be able to burglarize or they're trying to find people in a state of undress or what, but I think it's weird.
Well, it sounds like you've got a lot of ideas for how to use a drone when you go out and buy one. But yeah, exactly right. There's 2 different stories that are out there right now. One is, as you touched on, the use of drones to figure out if somebody's home. And most people are used to probably closing their blinds on the first floor if they don't want somebody to see inside their house.
Right.
But you don't think you need to do that on the 2nd floor. I know that I specifically don't. I know that I want to be able to see outside. I want to see the world around me, see the sunrise. I love waking up to the sunrise.
While you're there.
Yes, while I'm there. I love waking up to the sunrise. I much prefer that over the sound of an alarm.
So what they're doing is using drones now to go to 2nd floor of houses, the upper floor, and they're trying to see if anyone's home, and if not, then they're burglarizing the house.
Exactly right. As a burglar, you are very worried about whether or not somebody is on the inside of that house. Significantly easier to go in there when nobody's there. So why go into a house not knowing what's in there when you can just buy a drone, zoom around the house real quick, look through the windows. These drones are amazing. I don't know if have you ever seen one fly in real life? I mean, I know I showed you a couple videos. So they're really amazing. They're called quadcopters. So they've got the 4 rotors on there, and they can move in any direction. It is amazing. The better ones are incredibly fast. You remember that video we posted up on your Facebook page? Mm-hmm. I mean, those things fly. They go incredibly high. It gives you the opportunity, and they all, well, most of them have real good cameras that are attached as well. So when you're holding the controller, you're actually looking down at your controller and you see what the drone is seeing. Mm-hmm. So you're able to fly right on up there, hover right at the window, stare right on in, and you're able to do your thing.
So people should start closing up their windows when they go on, no matter where they're at.
It is a brave new world out there, and you've got to wonder where we're going to be 5, 10, 15 years from now with all these drones. I mean, the prices are coming down every single day. The technology is improving every single day.
So are you telling me that, there's certain places I know in the country you can walk around? I understand the Everglades of Florida and places like that when it's hot out, there are a lot of big flies and things flying. Are you going to tell me we're going to walk outside one of these days and you're going to have drones flying all around us?
I don't know that it's going to get that far because then, everybody would have to be controlling it. And right now the drone is very much a toy. They're finding business uses for it. Realtors like to use them so they can take an aerial shot of the house and show how cool it looks from up there. There's a lot of different uses that are being found for these drones at this point. I'm not predicting that you're going to see swarms of drones, although there's that awesome commercial. I think it's Audi that has that commercial. Have you seen that? Where all the drones, the guys are hiding in the office building. They're looking out the window and they're like, all right, ready, go. And they run out to their cars and the drones are slamming into things, trying to attack them. I don't know that we're going to get there.
You don't think so?
Yeah.
How much is a drone?
A good drone with all the things you need, an extra battery, the case, a good $10,000. You can get less expensive ones. I'm talking about the ones that are, really fast, have a lot of, control, a lot of ability. You can get inexpensive ones for closer to $3,000. And every day they're coming out with, lower priced models. It's all about the drone's ability to carry that camera. So as the cameras get lightweight or lighter in weight and the drones get more power, there you go.
Well, what concerns me is this. When flat screen TVs came out, they were $10,000 for a small screen, and the big one was like, $20,000. And now you can get a 50-inch flat screen for $200-$300. You can find them real cheap. Drones eventually, I'm concerned, will, and they will be. They'll be very, very, very cheap for good ones. And you don't think so, but everyone's going to have one.
No, I agree. I think they will. And I was just telling my son this the other day. There will be a time in his lifetime where I think this will be used in policing, possibly. There will be a drone that will follow that police officer around and that'll be its sole job, is to follow the officer and videotape whatever he's doing.
I just want to get one so I can send it up to Area 51 and see if they're going to blow me out. At least I wonder if they would be able to see
I think there'd be a laser that would take your little drone out. Absolutely.
That'd be kind of cool, though. They couldn't see it.
The Navy's working on those. I think they've successfully tested some lasers that have worked really well and taken drones out.
Kevin Richards, Ventura Web Design. You can find out more about Ventura Web Design and communicate with Kevin by going to allenstock.com. Go to the right-hand side of the page, and you will see the Ventura Web Design logo. Click onto that, and you will be in touch with Kevin Richards. They do a great job. And, of course, as I said, by way of disclosure, they designed my page. Thank you for coming in.
Always great to be here. Thank you for having me.
Next week, we'll do it in a couple of weeks again.